Welcome to Christmas at the Bear's Paw Ranch. I'm Eleanor Burns. Winter is magical here on the ranch, especially when snow falls on my three friendly bears. But we keep them toasty warm in their own Santa hats. Well, to keep them company, today I have quilted bears and stuffed bears. Join me. The Bear's Paw block is one of my favorite blocks, and this one has a friendly applique bear just rambling through the woods. He's all decked out in his stocking cap. Now, if you choose, just leave off the hat and you can hang this wall hanging year-round. Now that bear's just fused down, and then he zigzags stitched in place with invisible thread. And the red lattice separates those four paws. Oh, he's just so much fun. If you leave off the applique, then you can set your Bear's Paw Christmas straight on the wall. Now the white paws really show up on this one because I used that same gold fabric in the lattice in between that matches the shadow of the bear's paw. Now my favorite thing about this one is the machine quilting. It's incredible. It's a special stitch that you use. You can see it along here. Now invisible thread is used on the top. You set your tension at 9 so that the bobbin thread, which is red, literally pops up to the top, and that's how you create that stitch. It's just so neat. Well, I want to show you how to make a technique called the half square triangle. There are two different sets of half square triangles in this claw. Now this is the small pieces right here, and I'm going to refer to this as the small claws. You can see that they're background and gold. And then these are the large claws. They are also background and gold. So they start out as the same technique. It's how you turn them in the end that you get that look. The small one starts out with two 6-inch squares, background, gold, right sides together. The second one for the large claws are 8-inch squares, same thing, background and gold. Take a ruler and draw a diagonal line corner to corner. Now this is a permanent marking pen, and I always love to use permanent marking pens. Gosh, you just never know when things are going to bleed through. Draw an X from corner to corner, and then just put a pin in there to hold those together. And then you sew with a 1/4-inch foot on both sides of the diagonal line. I have this black bar in my 1/4-inch foot. I'm just going to drop it right on that line I just drew. Hold those threads, start down along. Now you need to do 2 sets just like this for one wall hanging, but I'm going to just do 1 set to show you, so I'm just going to turn it around. So on the second side of that diagonal line, out of this 1 set, I'm going to get 8 triangles. Okay, 1 set, both sides of the diagonal line, the distance in between, got it, a 1/2 inch. And then do exactly the same thing on the remaining side. Put your black bar, or however your 1/4-inch foot works, put that lined up with the diagonal line, zoom right down along there, and turn and sew on the other side. Now I'm going to take these and cut these into 8 pieces. Okay, take and line up your ruler. This is a 6-inch square, so I'm lining up the 3 inches on one side. Going to cut it in half, turn it around, cut it again with 3 inches on the side, and cut on those diagonal lines. And like I told you, it's magic. 8 triangles. 8 claws ready to go. Now this is the larger claw. It's 8 inches, so I'm going to start right here at 4 inches, cut it in half, cut it in half again at 4 inches, and then both diagonal lines again. This technique works well for any patches that you're doing with half square triangles in them. And actually it just depends on what size you start out with to see what finish size you get. Okay, now these are going to square up to 2.5 inches. These are going to 3.5 inches. I'm going to use the triangle square up ruler. That makes sense. Well, right now you can see this little stitch right here going across there. So I'm going to take and line up the 2.5 inch line on the ruler with the stitches, and I'm just going to go right over to that side. And so all you can see there is that one little side that's hanging out. Just trim that off, and before I finish trimming, I'm going to cut off one corner this way, one corner this way. It's about a 60-degree angle. Okay, those should be my 2.5 inch small claws. I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the larger one, 3.5 inches. Okay, there's my little stitch right there. Here's my seam line. I'm going to put 3.5 right on that seam line. Not much to trim off, just a tad. Trim that off and trim off those corners at the 60-degree angle. Well, now I'm going to press them to the dark. You always drop them with the darkest on the top, smaller one right here. Just press right into it. Make sure you don't stretch that diagonal. It is on the bias. Set the seam. Go ahead and press right into it. Well, let's take a look. Let's just find out how good I am. I'm going to push this all aside. This is the 6-inch square up ruler. I'm going to just take this patch, lay it right on there, check it out. A perfect 2.5 inches. And let's see about the next one. If I'm good or not, I can barely stand this. And 3.5 inches. Great technique. Got to get back now, square up all these units, and I'll show you how to go on. These claws are tricky little guys because they're mirror image. Lay them out carefully. Make sure that you've got the small claws going like this, and the large claws kind of have that shadow going up through there. That's the one side. And then the second side, mirror image of the first. And you see that shadow going up along there. Okay, I'm going to just start with these claws first and flip them right sides together. Take the piece on the right, flip it over onto the left. You actually build that first claw the whole way through the first time. Okay, grab your stiletto, match up that other end, and I'm just going to pick up the second one right behind it. Left to right, and add it right on behind. And the way you press the seams works out great because everything ends up locking together. Could that be better? Okay, I'm going to just take this first one, cut it apart, show you what we've got. Okay, here it is right here, and this is correct. You want to have your 1/4 inch seam up there, the 1/4 inch seam down there. On this one, we're just going to lay it down so that the seam presses to the left. And on this one, we're just going to lay it down. Got the same seams. This time, press the seam to the right. Now, the same thing is going to happen to these two pieces. Sew those together and they'll be ready to go. Now we're going to take and lay out that little claw. This is a 4.5 inch background square. This piece goes right in here. And since this is a 2.5 inch square, this has got to be a 2.5 inch square again too. So they all fit together. Okay, let's just go right down this seam, flip it right sides together, pick them up, and just push them right through. And this will complete the first part of it, the little claw. And you line that up. And the way the seams have been pressed, you'll see that right now you're not fighting the seam. This is laying down so that you can go right across it. And let me show you how that seam looks from the right side. Okay, when you lay it back down here, this crosses, the seam crosses right at that V point. And then you know when you turn it over on the other side, oh, you've got a very perky point. Looking good. Okay, now all I'm going to do is just lay out the rest of the pieces. They're going to go around the outside edges. You need to add a 3.5 inch square with it. Now that was quick. Just put that right on there. You take those 4 claws and lay them out with some lattice. Now these are 3.5 by 6.5 right here, 3.5-inch squares on the end, and then you sew them all together with that little 3.5-inch square right in the middle. Now the applique is easy. It's paperback fusing, and you take and you trace the pattern on the smooth side, and the fusing is right underneath. Take your fabric, this is for the hat, lay it wrong side up and just fuse it in place. You should follow the manufacturer's instructions because they're all different. Doesn't take long. And then once you have it fused on, cut on the line and peel away the paper. And I have the little bear right here. If you want to have him for Christmas, give him a hat. If he's going to be good for any time of the year, just leave him hatless. And just go ahead, press right down, set those applique pieces in place. Now, whenever you quilt this, you can go around and zigzag stitch with invisible thread around the outside edge. Oh, this is one cute bear. Now, we're gonna stuff a bear. Welcome my good friend, Teresa Varnes, the expert on stuffed teddy bears. Now, how long does it take you to make a bear like this, Teresa?
About half an hour.
A half an hour, we're gonna see. Well, I love my chenille bear. Teresa made me this one out of an old bedspread. It's just so cute. Now, earlier you layered your patterns on fabric, right sides together, full-size patterns, and then you just cut all of your patterns, and they are ready for sewing. Okay, now this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna hand the pieces to Teresa, and she's gonna sew as fast as she can. But first, you get this little piece of fabric because Teresa does not waste one single piece of thread. And I do all the time, huh? Okay,
Yes.
These are the ears. There's 2 of them. They're right sides together. She's just going to sew around the curve. And as soon as you're done with one, she's just going to butt on the second one right behind. Pretty easy shape. Easy to do. And let's see how fast she can keep up. Now, these are the arms. They are mirror image arms. Easy. Now, this is the underarm right here, and this is what's going to be on the outside edge of the shoulder. Teresa already sewed one of them. The challenge to get this bear done in a half an hour. And you can just push that one right behind. Now, this is the leg. It does not have a set-in sole, so it's really easy to do. This is the big piece of the leg right here, and you just take it and fold it right sides together. Get these lined up around the outside edge. And then when Teresa's done, we're just going to do a little clip right here. Oh, keep on going, girl. Come on, I'm catching up with you. Okay, this is the tummy right here. It's just a nice curve. You sew right down around there. And this is the back. Now, Teresa already sewed the top, left this opening for stuffing, and then finished it down here. Okay, Teresa, I'm going to take the tummy. You are good, girl. You go.
All right.
Okay, now this is the front and the back. I'm putting them right sides together. You just have to sew the sides and the crotch. And as soon as we got them all sewn, we're going to turn them right side out. We turned our pieces right side out, and Teresa, I did it like you. I got my spoon out, and it just worked so well going in there. I love it. See, I know what you do with your spoon. Well, now Teresa's going to show you how to make the head.
So this is the front of the hat, and that's the back. And you just put the right sides together. I'm going to sew it right there. They don't match on the end, but that's your little nose.
Okay.
Right
the nose right here. You're going down along here.
I'm going right down. You stop about 1/4 of an inch and then pivot. Turn your piece.
And so you're even back stitching. It's good to back stitch, huh?
It is a good back stitch.
So the pieces don't fall apart whenever you're stuffing.
Right. Now I'm going to go the other side. See, this is what it creates, this little tiny little nose right there.
Okay.
And now I'm gonna grab the other one and sew it.
Okay.
Other side.
Right along. This is the trickiest part for me.
Yeah, it is. It is for everyone.
Needle down and pivot.
And line it up on your fabric and then go all the way up.
So what if your pieces don't line up on the top?
They almost do. If it's not a little bit, it's not a big deal.
Trim it off, get rid of it, huh?
This is the nose right there.
Yes,
See the wrong
very
side?
cute.
Okay. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna put them inside like this to form the chain, and then we're gonna sew right here.
And that's your notch. You've got a notch right there.
Right
Okay.
here we stop on the notch.
Okay. And then that's the last piece for the face?
The face.
Okay. Now, we already did a little dart in the ears and stuffed them slightly. 2 ears, and I know you need those now.
This is what I need.
Okay, and you're going to match up the dart with
the middle of the ear.
with the seam, okay, and sew that on there. And we also sewed the back of the head, and it's 3 units, and they're just nice curved pieces that go real easily like that. Teresa didn't even pin. Okay, so now,
Right there.
and this one is going to come on next, huh?
Yes, then you sandwich them together, and that's your front and back.
Okay, so let's just see. This is your job.
Okay?
Okay.
There. Now we line them up. That's it. This is your front.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay. And the ears go in.
The ears go in, your nose.
Oops.
And then you just sandwich them together, and you just sew the way around.
So around the outside edge. Okay, you finish that, and I'm going to grab the body because we turned this right side out already. Here's the tummy here. Here's the hole in the back for stitching. And Teresa's job is to take the 2 legs and sew those right in here. Getting you ready, girl. You told me a half an hour. Now, whenever I'm doing my show, you think that I do all the sewing, don't you? Actually, it's Teresa. What would I do without you?
You sew.
Oh, I could sew, but you'd get a lot done. You're going on the home stretch, Teresa.
And almost done. I have a couple of inches, and we'll be all done.
You are fast.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm going to turn this as soon as you show me how to get the legs in this body.
Okay. This is your body. This is your tummy front, and that's right and left leg. And you have this little notch right there.
Okay.
You're going to match that one with your side seam right here. And all you do, you put them right sides together from underneath with your other hand. You grab them.
Turn it
Turn
wrong
them
side.
right sides together.
Uh-huh.
And then you just go sew all the way around, and everything should fit in place, okay?
In a circle.
On a circle.
All right, I'm going to just grab inside this head.
Okay.
Get this guy's ears here. Turn this right side out. Pop out. Let's see if we can get his nose going. All right. Floppy ears. Okay, what do you think, Teresa?
I think it's great. Look, I had prepared here. I had it tied. That's all right together here.
You've got both legs
Both
and an arm.
And now
Good.
I just need one more arm to complete this bear body.
Okay, what are we going to do with this?
We are going to do the right sides together, and this side we're going to start on the front of the bear and go towards the back.
Okay.
Like in a circle type of thing.
Good.
We're just going to get rid of these. Yes.
Okay, it's gone.
It's gone.
Okay, so you're just another circle. This is kind of like the trousers on a pair of pants, huh?
There you go.
Okay. Well, Teresa and I often do retreats together here at the Bears Paw Ranch. Teresa cooks.
Yes.
I get to do the teaching, the fun part. And one time I was trying to encourage some ladies to come to the Bears Paw, and she said, well, Elle, aren't there certain times of the year that we can't come? I said, no, you can come year-round. She said, what about the bears? Guess you thought they were going to eat them up, huh?
I bet so.
All right. Teresa's just going to finish up that body. And then the very last thing to do is just to take this head and we're going to tuck it inside the body. You actually have to turn that outside, right?
You turn your body.
Okay, turn it
inside out.
Inside out.
And then you just grab your head. Put it right inside with the right side.
That's it.
And that's it. And you'll just match right here your front.
And that is the very last step, right around the neck. You'll pop it right side out and stuff it through the back end. And your teddy bear is cute as can be.
And it's all that.
You know you have a few more minutes, girl. You better get sewing.
All right.
Not only does Teresa make great teddy bears, but she makes great flan, and she taught me how to do it. Now you start out with 5 eggs, and she's very particular with these 5 eggs. She says don't let any water get in them. They have to be room temperature, so I've been very careful. The second ingredient after the 5 eggs is 8 ounces of cream cheese. Room temperature again. Just let it sit out all day so it mixes in well, because that's the next thing she's particular about. She says, Elle, you have to beat this until you don't see any little flecks of cream cheese. I would say Teresa would approve of that mix. It looks really good. Now I want to caramelize the sugar for the bottom of the pan, and that's the amazing part. This is 1/3 cup white sugar and just a loaf pan. That's all you need. Put your white sugar in the bottom and then turn your flame to fairly high. It's high to medium. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because I can see me burning myself. And I recommend 2 pot holders. It gets really hot. Okay, and then just take your pan and start moving the sugar around. You have to get the sugar hot and it'll start to turn brown. I'm going to just be patient a minute until it starts turning brown. Well, I talked to Teresa about Christmas. She grew up in Mexico with her brothers and her sisters, and I asked her what she got for Christmas. Well, she said that her mom was very practical. She always got fabric for new dresses, things like that, or new shoes. Forget all those toys. She said only once does she remember getting a toy, and that was a ball. And she said that she was so mad at her brothers because they snatched that ball right from her, ran out behind the barn, and in an hour that ball popped, and she never got another toy for Christmas. That's kind of a sad story, huh? You should get toys for Christmas. Okay, the sugar's getting hot, and you can see it's turning brown. And then, as soon as it's brown, you just take it, move it around the side. You want to coat the sugar all around so that it's up the sides as well. I think just about another minute, and it's going to be ready. Just a little bit more. Up the sides, all around. Ooh, I think that is it. I'm going to call that sugar caramelized, nice and brown. Just roll it around a little bit. There are just 3 more ingredients that I need to add to the mixer. I need to add sweetened condensed milk. It's 14 ounces, and oh, that is thick. Put that in there. You need to have 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And this is evaporated milk. You need to have 12 ounces of evaporated milk. Let's just get that mixed a little bit. Doesn't need to mix long now. And then all you need to do is just take this, and let's get it in that caramel. Just pour it on top, and it's ready to go in the oven. Whew, that's hot. Didn't have my mitt on. Okay, there's the caramel on the bottom. And now you want to take it and place it inside a pan with about 1 inch of cold water in it. Perfect. About 1 inch of cold water. Set it in the middle. Bake it in the oven at 350 for 1 hour. Now, this one has been in the oven and it's out. And it's looking good. Make sure you run your knife around the outside edge just to loosen it like this. And let's see the miracle of the flan. A nice Christmas platter on it. Upside down, center it, and just flip it over like that. Perfect. Let us see. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. So all you have to do is slice it, serve it, and you will have a wonderful dessert.